Alright. Hi. Fly. Alright, so, yeah, I'm gonna be doing some Fire Red Leaf Green starter resets as we're waiting for Falcon and watching the presents. I was hoping he would share his screen with me, but play. We got Falcon on screen. We got little gamers on screen. Okay. No, I had no. I need a thing. I mean, I'll just put my face up to the camera and we'll have a big white screen. I did, and I announced you're live in EG as well. I did. Yeah, no problem. Also, if folks are interested, Falcon is live in the WoW category as well because he will be swapping over to World of Warcraft with the new Midnight expansion, as there are some new Twitch drops available over there. If you subscribe, or no, if you watch for X amount of time, you'll be able to receive like a couple of plushies for your house that are based on the Horde and the Alliance. And then if you gift at least 2 subs, you get a minion, like a little guy. And then I'm live in the Fire Red Leaf Green category, and if you gift a sub or subscribe over here, then you get access to the Pokemon 30th anniversary Twitch badge, which is kinda sick. Not gonna. Oh my god, that's so much hot sauce on my fish. Oh no! Sorry, I'm having a little snack as well because I've hardly eaten today, and it is smoked fish kippers with sea salt and a little bit of Cholula hot sauce. And I just accidentally fucking dumped 2 tons of it on my plate. Shit. But also, it's on brand. Cats gotta eat their canned fish. Do you want me on your screen as well for visual representation of my voice? Okay. I'll make sure. Yeah. Hmm. I don't know. Yes. You just don't have me on this scene. Yeah, Falcon sitting on a white blank Pokemon Present screen is kind of killer on Flashbang. I think so. Flirt. Hang on, I gotta go look. Yeah, I'll do a little buddy mode. Now, can you stream in the Discord so I have something to put on screen? Alright, thanks. Yeah, I do. Really bad. Like, right now. I'm desperate for it. Oh my god, you're a hero! Yeah. While science is live right now? Yeah.
Shout son. What is he doing? I can't. The thing is, I can't even open a tab because it fucks up all the drops things.
Yeah.
It completely fucks them up. So I'm like, that's good. Did I miss Pokemon time? No. You are good. Yeah, no, the whole screen is a flash. It's not really a flashbang, it's just flash. It's not, there's not bang in anything.
Falcon's loud? Yeah, I'll turn him down.
Oh, that's just me.
Oh, you know why? Because the Discord screen share audio for your popped out stream is duplicating your voice. That's so interesting. All right, hang on. Let me. I don't know how to fix that. Except to just mute that one audio source and then just your voice and the stream will be coming through the same source. I tried setting this up before stream and I couldn't test that. No. Anyway, is Falcon better? Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. I'm doing leaf green currently, and RJ has fire red. And we were going to have like a casual playthrough together. And whether I get a shiny beforehand or not is kind of gonna be sick. But I'm not like hedging my bets on it. How is it so far? Really? Oh yeah, okay, so tell us your story. Uh-huh. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay. Like the human toilet? Oh. That's actually sick. Hmm. Oh my god, I'm having my own fur walk moment. Okay. Oh no. Mm. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Oh gosh. Yeah. Okay. Oh my gosh. Uh. Fuck. Hmm. Yeah. Like, you got the bleary eye, you're blinking, you're like, nah. What's that one, like, picture meme of the little Pepe on the floor with, like, the spilled fast food tray of just, oh god, I'm so sorry. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah. Oh my god! That's awesome. I showed you a picture of the bit I'm talking about. Hang on. All right, here's the emote. Yeah. Just look up spill. Oh yeah, that's good. I'm getting it. I'm a big strong girl. Thanks. Oh my god, every time I try to scroll down to actually add it to the set, it freaks out. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-mm-mm. All right, old man, are you ready to watch? Yes. Going on your side. I'm going with your flow. Oh, yeah, of course. Mm-mm-mm. Wait, this isn't English? No! Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like, don't even, like, don't lead into it. Don't throw any emotes of just, like, just... Thank you, Ludo. Yeah, and then once it's shown, you can pop off. Absolutely. Slay. Ah. Yeah. It's fine on my stream as well. Yeah! I'm gonna pause my music. Actually, that was a perfect pause. Okay, I'm ready. I cranked it on my side. It's good? It's good! It's good on your side too? Perfect. Abby! You are? Not the lick-a-tongue slide. Oh my god, I just saw that. Hmm. I think so. Spoken or real, they're right outside your window. You should have had that on my bingo. This is so fucking cool. It's a teeny tiny MP3 player, and you can insert cartridges for each song. It's so fucking cool. Look at it! Ah! It's only $60? Wow. Look at it! Ah! Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Oh, are they already sold out, by the way? I need to go look. Whoa, Chris Brown! Chris Brown! The guy! Oh, it's still out. It's not sold out immediately. No, it's not. Wait, where'd it go? I like going and watching. I think it's really, really cool. All right, my browser has always fought with the Pokemon Center website. What does that sound? Oh my god, Pippus Raid! Welcome! We're watching the Pokemon Presents. So if you've not seen it yet, or if you want to go spoiler free, hide! Cover! But welcome in. How was stream? I think you were doing Ocarina of Time randomizer as well. I know Falcon was just doing that yesterday. Who does that? Good follow. Welcome in. Oh my god. Yeah. Absolutely. Okay. Use a different method to connect to the internet. There's no plugins. Oh, wait. Let me try turning off UOrigin. Hang on. Turn off. Refresh. Nope, that still didn't work. I'm trying to buy it. Wait, no, it says unavailable. Oh my god. I hope so. That's it. Resold on eBay for $300. Yeah, because it's 45 songs. It's one cartridge per song. It is completely for a gimmick, and I love it. It is not practical in any sense. I expected it to be 100. Yeah, 60 or 70. Hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's a nostalgia money printer. Unfortunately, I am a consumer. Yeah. Like, imagine like one of those like really cool like foam backed glass door displays. Oh yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. It's not practical. It's not actually going to get used all that much. Like, could you imagine? Do you remember those really bulky like travel cases for your Game Boy and Game Boy Color? And it's just you roll up to an event. Hey guys, what track you want to listen to? You know, like ripping up the Velcro, and there's 45 cartridges to pick from. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh my god, your Famicom Fami Pack. Hmm. Yeah. Yep. And Bepish, you need to raid and run, take care of yourself, get some hydrate, water, stretch. Absolutely. Thanks for bringing your people in. Yeah, yeah. I think Liam said it was 150 for the actual to just enter the area pass. Glue rack. Oh my! I can't wait for my PSA 10 glue rack. Mm-hmm. They do such a good job on them. I love the old cards. So I think so. If you remember, like 10 years ago for the 20th anniversary, they did a celebrations TCG set. So it was like all of the old Gen 1 cards as well as a bunch of like mega evolutions for those Gen 1 Pokemon. So I think it's that again. Mm. Oh, look at all those dumb, stupid, stinky little idiots. That's it. That's all you get. Mm. Wait. It's fun. It's going in Pokemon Master Sex, and I love the watercolor art. I have not, because it's just gacha bait. Victoria used to play it. They needed to accentuate the EX to make sure it's not Pokemon Master Sex. I played it, I actually have it on my phone. I played it a little bit. It's fun, it's cute, and then it gets really stale. It's just like what someone said in chat earlier. Yeah, it's just Candy Crush, but you're not meant to sit there and grind it out. Yeah. No. Okay. I got so scared because of Resident Evil having come out today, and then we also had the horror CCTV, like, shots. I had to stop because it was becoming an unhealthy obsession. That's it, just like a couple of gay Latinas, and then that's it, you're done. Obsession, how? I had alarms set on my phone for every mealtime, so then I would have to min-max everything perfectly. I had external tools on the side to let me, like, figure out if the Pokemon that I recruited that day was a good one or a not good one. I had to figure out how to, like, min-max the absolute maximum you could out of it. And it was so toxic to my mindset, I had to stop. I had to uninstall it. Yeah. Look at all those pickles. Hey guys, new set out now. It's such a shame that a game meant to promote sleep just went sideways in the fan base. Yeah. Mm. Fucking cheese. So there's a bunch of new stuff, and they're giving out a bunch of hourglasses so people can rip packs, bud. I'm gonna cry. It's for the Nintendo Switch Online collection. This is Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness. And it's not Coliseum! Coliseum is the first one. It's like they're releasing Black 2, White 2 before they're releasing Black and White. There's like a 2-year time gap between Coliseum and XD. And they're releasing this first without a peep about Coliseum. I was so mad when I saw this that I slammed my desk to the point my coffee mug fell off and shattered. Okay. So XD and Coliseum were Pokemon basically battle simulation games. That were released on the GameCube to be like, wow, look at Pokemon in 3D. There's so many double battles you can do, and it's awesome. There's a new, like, bad guy team that turned Pokemon into shadow Pokemon by closing the door to their hearts. So, like, bonds with their trainers and stuff were cut off to make them stronger. And in Coliseum, you got to play as a bad guy turned good guy. And you went around and stealing other people's Pokemon that were shadow Pokemon. In order to stop the ultimate big bad. In XD, you play as the professor's little kid, running around with his little stupid little sister. Yeah. And the concepts are really good. The way they handle shadow Pokemon are a lot, like, more in-depth in XD. Like, the actual systems are better in XD, but I find the pacing is a lot worse. I don't like the story as much. But it takes place after a 2-year time skip. So when Coliseum ends, that's supposed to be, you know, the end. XD comes out, whoa, it actually wasn't the end. Kind of like how, like, Red and Blue lead into Gold and Silver. Oh, Team Rocket's not actually gone. And they made Lugia into a shadow Pokemon called, I think they gave it like a code name XD-01, which is why it's Pokemon XD. Yeah. So we got Shadow Evil Lugia. Don't listen to the slander? Hmm. Yeah. Look at the big bad Lugia. Yeah. I was gonna say, I definitely recommend everyone play those games at least once. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Handshakage, I can do that. My coffee cup will not stand for this, though. Yeah! Hmm. Yeah. No, I've never fucking trusted him. Yes. Imagine that, and then they gave it a story. Like a compelling story and a universe to actually run around and sort of explore it. There is. It has its own dedicated region. Yeah. Now, it's not totally open world like the Pokemon games where there's like routes in between. But you do have like an overworld that you can then choose to travel between. How we saw in the XC trailer where you had your main guy riding around on a scooter with his little sister. That's how you traveled between the areas that you could then explore in. But the whole gimmick with those regions is that there are no wild Pokemon. The only Pokemon you can capture are the shadow Pokemon from other trainers. And so you had a very like squish small roster to choose from. In XD, they did make yeah. In XD, they made like little small secluded areas that you could put bait out to attract wild Pokemon, but there's still no like routes that you can't run in the wild grass and like expect to see encounters. As a whole, like yeah, ah! Yeah, yeah. No, I absolutely recommend it. And when they showed off the GameCube NSO collection, they showed Coliseum and XD. So a lot of people have been really excited, waiting for like a release. And so now we have like a dedicated release window for XD. Where is Coliseum? Mm-hmm. I kept waiting for it to like shadow drop today and then XD confirmed for later in the month or anything like that. Like I yeah, I see that. Like okay, so XD is it's a fine game. I don't enjoy it, but I would never tell someone, "No, this is a terrible game, don't play it." Yeah, they only showed the box art for both of them when they revealed like the Switch 2 and the GameCube Classics collection. It had the box art in like the scrolling background, whatever. And I think I want to say that there was some info on websites showing, you know, hey, they will be available, just there's just no window for it. Everyone, don't forget to take Falcon's taste with a grain of salt because he likes World of Warcraft. Yeah, no, I'm so sorry to have immediately opened with, this is horse shit, where's my Coliseum? I had a lot of feelings. My coffee cup! Yeah, sunken cost fallacy. We've already pledged our internal souls to WoW, and we have no choice but to continue to play it. Nobody really enjoys it. Wow, okay. Oh my god, hey, that's what I'm playing! No way! He does look like a Korean boys love character. He should be in like a yaoi, like, manhwa. You should see the full flowchart. So, by this screenshot... Yes. That's gonna be their version of Showdown. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah. Yeah, it's like a little... Yeah. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Hmm. You don't want to get your ass whooped? This is so cute. They made their own little tourney bracket. That's adorable. Lose your fight, you get kicked off the battle bus. I forgot about Raichu X and Y. The DLC sucks. That was so cringe. What the fuck? And they're woke. April 2026, and then the mobile version will come out later in the year. Yeah. From what I understand, I was just gonna say, from what I understand, they want champions to become the new official battling, like, platform. Instead of having to change games every couple of years, they just want one standard, and everyone can use that. Yeah. Hmm. They also want to open it up to more accessibility for players because that's been a big complaint for a while. It's like, oh, if I want this competitively viable Pokemon, then I need to go have bought $500 worth of games and consoles to transfer it up from an old game that I can reset for perfect IVs and natures and nonsense for. Ooh, I'm just drinking Coke Zero. Look, it's the fucking dweebs again. Wait, I just realized, did I see a shiny Mega Phalanx? I saw brown Phalanx. Phalanx. The little shitheads. No? Okay, it was just my eyeballs. I think also you have to worry about longevity with an MMO. I mean, that's what WoW's struggling with right now. Oh yeah, Champions was confirmed to have battle passes. There's a free one and a paid one. I thought this was the Danny Phantom theme for a second. Da 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 da. No, that's JoJo. I'm sorry. Ah, new Garchomp! Sorry. It's literally my child. It's my favorite Pokemon getting a new form. I do. It's my favorite. Sorry, I'm not listening to the hate in chat. Yeah, exactly. I will not listen to this slander. Yes. But don't you like your guys, but bigger, like Kaiju? It did drag things on, yes. Mm-hmm. Yep. Like, it has to set up everything for the battle, only for you to go and leave. Yeah, like, strategically, it makes sense, but it drags things on longer than it needs to. Yep, yep, yep. Why is it fast? Oh yes, this is the gift. Only if you have the DLC. Yeah, so a lot of people are not happy with that. AKA locked behind DLC. Pokopia! Yeah. Hang on. Yeah. So we're in Minecraft. Mm-mm-mm. So sorry you can hear my dog barking. Look, it's more Kanto music. I sure hope so. Look at the little music note in its little headpiece. God, it's adorable. Why couldn't it have been DJ Roto? Oh, the colors and the discs match up with the games they're from. That's fun. Can we back up for like 2 seconds? Yeah. Look. So fire red and leaf green or red and green. Scarlet and oh my gosh. Uh. Yeah. They did. So it started with red and green, and then I think they made blue, and then they packaged red and blue to go global. Then they made yellow. Yeah. So blue was their emerald. That was just the first one that came to mind. Ah! Ah! Yeah. Cadbulb, I think? Oh, there's megastones in the rock over there in the corner. Oh my god, we're gonna mine out our own megastones. Hey, yeah, they're Guru. Pause real quick. Pause. Look at that dead fucking Ekans down there. It's so fucking stupid. Toxel's a little baby. Next week. I think so. It'll tell you at the end. Yeah. Rip Sneck. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We love Chef Dente. People called it a Kiefer cameo. Man, that's crazy. Not the Animal Crossing sound effect. It's Prop Hunt! It's fucking Prop Hunt. It's my mouth! Yeah. This is what we're doing. Is it 3-person limit or is it up to 3 players? Or you can connect with? I think so. A little hat. Apparently they can't make up their fucking minds. Yeah, in-game, in-game. Ah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Oh, yeah. Red and blue movie. Oh, yeah. I don't know anything about the games, but I remember hearing about it. That's like $60 right there. Fuck. Because you. Yeah, it is. I love the first reveal of a slightly peculiar looking Rotom and Greedent, as well as some new features for the Pocopia. I'm snoozing. I'm snoozing so many ads. I was thinking Mystery Dungeon DX with the colored pencil style. Wait, there's my Swablu hat! No! They've been going over like a bunch of different games. Peace. Get the fuck out of my face. Fucking Ryan Reynolds Pikachu looking ass. Let's go to the beach. Beach? This is just fucking cute. Game free. Mm-mm-mm. Not mobile. New Scarlet and Violet DLC. It's not. For legal reasons, that was a joke. That was my first thought. Slug my balls? Day one. That's it. Little guys! Little guys! Yeah. Brown! Bonbon! Gekwa! Little guys! Yeah! New game! What do you mean? You didn't want Scarlet and Violet DLC Part 2? 3? God, that's so pretty. Yeah. Oh, it's Stormy Sea. Ooh. Pokemon Blow and Pokemon Squirt. That's it. That's it. Yep. Oh, is there a mic in chat? Hi, Mike. So it is Switch 2 exclusive. So hopefully the performance will be better. That's what I'm hoping. I also don't know which one I'm gonna go for. Can we rewatch it over again? Please look forward to the Switch 3 for an improved performance. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay, do you want me to tell you what I know about the games? Okay. Okay, the only thing I know is what's on official, like, website. Yeah, okay, I don't know anything about the leaks. Okay, so the Pikachus are exclusive for each version. One's for one version, one's for the other version. Yeah, we gotta go back to the Freaky Chews. So I'm not sure if it's Pacific Islands, someone mentioned Greek Islands, or if it's like Indonesia. Not really sure. But I think the one on the left is for the winds, and the one on the right is for the waves. Yeah, Windy Chew and Wavy Chew. That's actually their names. Yeah. Yeah, I've snoozed my ads one last time. Uh-huh. Hmm. Here is the link to the website that has all the information that I know on it. I don't know anything outside of what's on this website. It shows their names, the protagonists, and the starters. Okay. I was gonna say, I would never lead you astray. Mm. Fair. Yeah, no problem, fam. The jukebox! Yeah. The trailer's 2 minutes, so I think we'll have time. So that's what I was like thinking about. When you look at the protagonist design, there's like some kind of device on the side of their backpack. Tropius! Alright, right there. You see those devices on the side of their backpacks? We're wondering if it's like a hoverboard. Hey guys! Fuck! That was our sign the whole time. That's an angry little pickle. I don't know. Oh, the little guys! I'm afraid I think I've already chosen. Yeah. I think I'm gonna go with Gekwa. Because I think there's a lot of potential and I want to see what its final evolution will look like. Gekwa. You thinking like a water poison type? That would be sick. I don't know which version I'm getting. Yes. And I think the outfits you get are like Scarlet and Violet, where you have different exclusive outfits for your version. Yeah, the Japanese logos. Yeah. Um, the Japanese logos have like a little like symbol in them. They have a symbol in all of the Pokemon games. You know, like the Sun and Moon had the little Z crystals. X and Y had like Mega Evolution, little the little flamey thing. Sword and Shield had something I can't. I think it might have just been the font. It'll probably be pushed back as late as they can. Yep. Yep. And Pokopia. Alright, I need I am in need. Okay. There's been so many good bits coming out because of the starters. Here's what I'm sending you. Girls that poop, bitches that shit. I was gonna say, I'm like holding my breath expectantly. I want this to be a good game. I want it to be a good game so badly. Yes. That's exactly what I said. They're not handcuffed by the Switch Lite. They're not being handcuffed by inferior hardware or whatever you want to call the Switch One. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Uh-huh. They're very impactful. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. And it was held back by that. Mm. It was a disaster on release. Oh my gosh. Uh-huh. My ass! Mm-hmm. Yes, they are. Mm. I was gonna say, I think it'll probably be end of 2027. Early game, like the only one I could think of that released early in the year was Legends, not Legends EA, Legends Arceus. And that's because it was already cooking and then the pandemic shuffled things around. And so it got delayed or it got rescheduled and they did it early. Hmm. Yeah. But I almost don't want another small release before then we're gonna have another drought of nothing in releases because we had Legends EA, BDSP, and Scarlet and Violet, just like bam, 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 bam. And then nothing for like the longest time until we had ZA. Mm-hmm. Yep. So I almost don't want a small release in between. If it means that they can pace things out a little better. DLC is one thing, but I like having like the excitement of going to the store and buying a physical game. Yeah. I really hope not. I've not seen anything. And we probably won't until we get boxed, like actual physical box. Mm-hmm. Why do you think they're not going to be game keys? I'm back and I'm going to do my taxes. Good luck, hip hop. I saw a video sorry, tangent. I saw a really cool idea of getting like taxes ready for the year by having a binder with like those little like plastic sleeve inserts. So whenever you get receipts and stuff, the plastic sleeves are labeled for what the receipts are for and what you're going to be claiming them for. And then you just, hey, I got a receipt into the pocket. And then by the time tax season comes around, it's all there. That was just a really cool idea I saw. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah. What are you most excited for from the presents? Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I would say a 7. I'm more excited for it than I thought I would be, but at the end of the day, it's just going to be a pretty thing that sits on my shelf. Hmm. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Uh-huh. Hmm. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. I think that's a really good way to look at it because they want you to be excited for it. They want you to dip into that nostalgia because, oh wow, look at how cool it is because we're appealing to your nostalgia. Don't you remember how good it was when you were a kid? But just like you said, and it's also not being marketed as like a limited time thing. It's not being marketed as a 30th anniversary thing, limited time only. It's just simply a new release. Yeah. That'd be crazy to lose one of them. Oh my god. God. Yeah, I did like a hesitant 7. Hmm. I mean, it's nice that we're getting more information about Pokemon XP because previously when they had announced it, they just went, hey guys, there's this other event that's also going to be happening and it's Pokemon. You should be excited for it. And that's it. Whereas the way they explained it in this video, which we kind of talked over it because I don't think neither of us were very excited for it. But yeah, so XP is going to be their solution to divide the people coming to the event just for like the physical activities and the Pokemon Center and like not the actual competition itself. It's giving people an outlet of, oh, hey guys, you guys want the Pokemon Center? You guys want all the merch and the activities and like the fun physical stuff? Come over to this side event that we're doing instead of the main championships, which I kind of expect. Like, I kind of respect that, but also I think they're charging a little too much for that just to be able to enter it. So I think like a solid 5 out of 10. Like, I'm very middle of the road. Like, yes, this is certainly a decision that they made. I'm not totally happy with the way that they're going about it, though. And we can go back and rewatch it, too. So no, it's not actually. That is just its own separate pass on the World Championships site. The XP event is going to be held off-site at a different location. Yes. Yes. It is its own separate event being held at the same time, I think, to help alleviate some of the demand. I don't think so, because both are still going to have a Pokemon Center event. I think they did confirm this before. And I think there's probably going to be still like some World Champion exclusives at the Pokemon Center that people are going to want to make it more appealing. But I do think it will make the experience a little less because they're not going to have some of those like fun activities. Like, because if you've ever been to a Pokemon event, they have these side activities where like you could do your own little like self-hosted tournaments with like Pokemon and TCG and Pocket and like Go. And then there's also like little coloring events and like arts and crafts. And like they have like a little help you learn the TCG game. Like they have these little events inside areas set up in addition to the main event. At least this is what I saw when I went to the Atlanta regionals championship back last year. And from what I understand, Worlds is very similar. $150 for a weekend pass with arena access is insane when it was $90 at Anaheim and only $30 at Hawaii. Yeah, they've hella increased the price. Liam has actually, so Whitey has been to Worlds last year. So I think he would have a better understanding of the new split that they're doing this year. I don't know. I've never been to PAX. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Uh, Last year at Worlds, apparently there was such a big issue of attendance. There were so many people trying to cram into the arena that the fire marshals nearly had to shut the whole thing down because they were over occupancy. So I was gonna say like they were advertising in that announcement of the Chase Center being 3 times larger than the previous arena. I think will help alleviate some of those concerns. Hmm. Yeah, I think it's perspective. Yes, I I've never been to a big event like that, and so I feel fairly detached from that conversation. But from observations, I would probably say that yeah, it is a thing of perspective, and also it's PAX can charge that much because there's a lot of demand from a lot of people because it covers so many different genres, so many different communities, so many different like game consoles and companies, and so you're hitting a wider margin, so there's going to be more attention and demand. And also, I think there's going to be more costs going into it as well because of the different companies having like tech demos set up and a bunch of other things, as well as the center to where they can charge that sort of entry fee price. Whereas this is just Pokemon. It's just Pokemon. And it's also intended a lot more for the kids, teenagers, and young adults, as opposed to like the full entire like uh critical gaming discussion community as a whole, like people who are really into gaming and not just the casual, oh my god, yeah, Pokemon. But that would also include like Overwatch, WoW. So it's the same as PAX. Oh yeah. You do get a bunch of merch with BlizzCon. Yeah, I was getting ready to say Nintendo. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It Nintendo Switch Online with the expansion pack. This is the exact same argument people made about Nintendo's like NSO being really really expensive now for no reason. And whoa, why is Nintendo's always been really affordable? And then like if you compare it to like PlayStation and Xbox being a lot more expensive in comparison. I think it's the same kind of perspective argument. Yes. Oh gosh, when they came out with the NSO expansion and that it was bumping it to $60 a month, people started pitching a fit because, oh, well, now it's the same price as PlayStation and Xbox's subscriptions, and like, their servers are a lot more stable, and, like, Xbox has Game Pass, and, like, you're offering, like, a Nintendo library? That's not the same. And then, like, a few months after Nintendo came out with that, and they got a lot of hate for it, PlayStation and Xbox announced that they were upping their own prices, and PlayStation came out with like their Essentials and Premium Plus, like a bunch of other subscription tiers. And then Xbox announced that they were upping their price as well. And so now Nintendo again feels cheaper than the competition like they used to be. Mm-hmm. Hello. Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think it's the same comparison to the Pokemon Champions and like, oh well, it's a lot more cheaper compared to like other conventions and competition. I think that's how I'm bringing the conversation back around. Yeah. It just said weekend from what Liam was saying. I would assume Friday through Sunday. Yeah. Yeah, like I'm like middle of the road. Like I see what they're trying to do. I'm not super jived about it. It just simply is. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Uh huh. Oh, I wish we had one of those. But at least in I was gonna say in my area, it's scalped so horribly that I have a hard time finding any packs whatsoever, and I think this is gonna get hit by scalpers really, really hard. 5. Like it's cool that they're gonna be reprinting like older card styles from previous sets, so like Diamond and Pearl and Heart Gold, Soul Silver, and like some of the other older retro card sets. But it's not gonna be those cards again. You can redo the art as much as you want, but it's not going to be the same card. It's exactly what you were saying with the Charizard being like, they made this as a novelty thing back then. That's why it's special. So reprinting it again, I don't think has the same appeal. I enjoy the cards, but I do not buy them like I wish I could because of the stay, and I don't want to perpetuate and encourage that. Ow, my leg! Hmm. Rotate through and gaslight you into thinking that it's all out. That's kind of crazy. Very mid. Like, I'm at like a 3. Like, I would give this a 1 if, like, but they're actually kind of doing something good. Is that, oh, hey, Pokemon that appeared in the past, they're coming back. That's it. No, you go for it. I think you and I share a lot of very similar opinions on human rights and political views, so pop off. Mm. And Evo. Yeah, Evo just officially got fully, like, bought out and is now Saudi Arabian. Yep. All of your location data is now no longer secure. I don't. Yeah, like, I don't have any interest. I like the designs that they gave for Red. I like that they kept the old original watercolor art style in a 3D model, and it doesn't look weird. So I'm okay with that. Like, visually, I like it. I don't care about the games. I don't care about, like, playing. Yes. You know what? I'll give it a 3, just like I gave Go. I'm like, they did a thing. Yeah. I would give it like a 4 or 5 because, like, it's really cool that they are, you know, like, bringing back, like, first partner Pokemon and special outfits, and there's, like, decorations to put on in your cafe, but I almost feel like they could have done something a little better. Like, in previous Pokemon Presents, they were like, oh, hey, here's a legendary that's going to be coming up for a limited time. Like, come play our game. And I was expecting something like that rather than just, here's a bunch of starters and outfits and bada bing, bada boom. There you go. I think I gave it like a 3 or a 4. Like, very similar to Go and X. You know, it's just, they did a thing. Sleep, they did a thing. Like, like, it's not even as fun and interesting as, like, when they did the Johto trio, because it was like, oh, hey, this one's available now, these two are coming later, and it's, like, extended hype between, like, multiple legendary events. And they did, like, Cresselia and Darkrai as, like, a dual pack, and this is just Mew by itself. That's it. It wasn't even like they had, like, a special, like, they didn't announce, like, any kind of, like, new backdrops or, like, a new area, any kind of actual update to the game. It's just, oh, hey, there's a new legendary. Bada bing, bada boom. Yeah. Is there a DLC that allows you to actually fall asleep better? Yeah, it's called the Pokemon Go Plus Plus sleep device that you can put next to your bed, and Pikachu will have little honkshoe mimis and it'll play music for you to help you sleep, and it's $100 dues. It's way too much money. I don't actually know if it's $100, but it's like 60 for a peripheral that lays on your bed. Okay. Yep. Yep. And somehow I managed to min-max the shit out of it to where even the rest of the game became unenjoyable and unplayable for me. Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't know if I ever did. I know I have a Raichu. I don't know if it's the same Raichu or not. Hmm. I have no thoughts for. Hey, you remember how I said, like, building up hype for multiple legendaries? They're just doing it for Unite. Now, I think they said something about like a Voltor beach ball or something. I don't really know. That's the thing. I was gonna say I don't like MOBAs. I have no like tie-in for this. I've never played Unite. I have no interest. I tried League of Legends once to see what the hype was about. I did not enjoy it, and they have 4 different monetization gimmicks. Yeah, so I know there's like special licenses for your like legendary Pokemon. You can get like gacha on your outfits. I think you can like get gems and everything. Yeah, whale fishing only. That's the secret, Holy. Everyone hates LOL. It's time to log in. Yeah, like one. Just, you know. I I had a slow burnout on TCG Pocket because they just kept releasing content, kept releasing packs, and I could not keep up without spending money. And I don't like that pressure. Yeah, that's exactly what I've moved to. How to beat out FOMO. I don't chase art. Share and trading to finish sets is nice. Yeah, once they added like sharing and trading, that helped a lot. But I also no longer feel incentivized to keep playing the game. And from what I hear, that's like a big problem with that app is that like the new player like retention is good, but like existing player retention has fallen off really bad. And that's why they keep releasing new sets because of like, oh, that's what's gonna keep these people coming back and playing is with new sets. But I think it's actually almost driving people off instead because people go, fuck, there's a new set. I never got to finish the last one because I'm losing interest, and now there's a new set. I have to start back over again with this new set. And I think they're in talks of like making more like mission rewards and incentives to encourage continuous play. Yeah, it's if you're not into PvP, it's not very entertaining. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think that's exactly what the game was intended, developed, and released for, was to help with that. You know, help. Well, not really help. Sorry, that makes it sound like it's like a recovery tool. No, it is there to alleviate some of the demand from the physical TCG pockets in the 2021, like, explosion. And so, like, this way people would still be able to get that, oh, hey, I just want to open up a pack and see what I get, you know, yeah. And not being constantly frustrated with the state of the physical card. Mhm. Yeah, I think we've been having really good combos here. That's fine, because you've also been hearing stuff behind me with Nippy barking, and I apologize. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was definitely thinking like a 7 or an 8. The biggest thing holding it back is that, there's no Coliseum. But also, with it being on the NSO, I don't know what that means about connectivity, because with the GameCube games, Coliseum and XD both had connectivity with the Game Boy games. With Fire and Leaf Green being separate listings on the eShop and being able to connect with the NSO, or not with the NSO, with Home, and being able to connect with each other games. Whereas like Stadium and previous Pokemon installments on the NSO had no connectivity whatsoever. I don't know if that's a limitation from the library or not, but it concerns me with XD and Coliseum because, especially Coliseum, had connectivity to where you could get a Jirachi. That was a way you could shiny hunt that. Japanese Coliseum had Celebi, and that was the only way you could get those two Pokemon to complete your Gen 3 living dex, or any kind of Pokedex, for that matter. Um, yes. Uh-huh. I'm very happy that there are new releases coming out for XD and Coliseum both, when they do. Because those games are so ridiculously expensive right now. I think each game is like $200. Insane. And so I'm really glad that like there's another way you can play these games legitimately and not like I'm gonna use like emulators or anything. And I'm hoping it will relieve some of the demand on the secondhand market and help make those prices go back down. It probably won't, because those copies didn't sell very much, because it was also GameCube and it was a spin-off. Mm. So I like what they're doing. And I hope they keep going and doing this to alleviate that secondhand market demand sort of thing and help with those like fucking inflate. Because you think it used to be 10 years ago that you thought of retro game collecting and you were thinking like Earthbound, Chrono Trigger, like, oh god, those like super expensive SNES games, like trying to get those in box for your collection is out of reach. Now, I think Pokemon has taken those like top spots for like, and that is excluding some of like the top 1% of game collections with like the pristine like PSA grade unopened collector's sealed. But like, if you just wanted an in-box copy of the game, you had to pay ridiculous prices. So removing the external crust, you had like Earthbound and Chrono Trigger, and I think A Link to the Past was up there as being like a really expensive in-box option. Now Pokemon's up there, and I don't like that. I don't like any retro game being several $100s to be able to play like you used to. Hmm. Yeah, and it helps emulate some of that original experience. But it still doesn't scratch that same itch for me, which is why I've been very like kind of lukewarm to warm on virtual console releases, because it's not exactly the same. Like my Switch, I'm not holding it in my hands like a Game Boy, but they're not going to re-release Game Boy cartridges for these games. That is unrealistic. Yeah, they could. 30 games in one. Yeah, you know, they might play songs too. Yeah, I would say an 8 out of 10. Uh, I think bundled in the same, yeah, I think same like kind of conversation we were having with XD. Mr. Kaizo Ironmon and Fire Red Leaf Green, what's your take on Fire Red and Leaf Green? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Any of the DS games, really. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Yeah, I was gonna say, you sound like a 5 or a 6. Uh-huh. You don't. It's not very interesting. Like you've seen being stuck in the lab. I'm quite literally stuck in the lab in the worst way possible, because at least you get to do a rival fight and have a chance and like, yeah, bugs, get out. No. Yeah, it does, and you have to watch it die. Fire Red Leaf Green, I'm probably at like a 7 for, and I understand people like because there's like a lot of debate going on about why it was or wasn't added to the NSO Game Boy Advance collection, because Pokemon games were the biggest games for the Game Boy Advance. Most kids got a Game Boy Advance for Pokemon. And it's not included in that online subscription pack, in that big library of just like, oh hey, you want to experience the Game Boy Advance? Here's like the best titles for it, and Pokemon's not on there. So it does feel almost like a miss the mark in that aspect. But personally, I like that it's not included with the NSO, because I don't want my Pokemon games to be gated behind a subscription that I need to pay for monthly in order to have access to. I want to be able to have this downloaded on my console that I can pick up and play whenever I have like the nostalgia hit. And like, hey, I want to go back and play some of my original games. I just want to boot it up and play it. I don't need to worry about if my online subscription is still active, or if I need to go and pay $10 to reactivate it for the month so I can play my little nostalgia bite. I like having just on my console ready to play whenever I want. Now, it is still a digital only title, which means you would have to go to your eShop and download it. You still don't physically own your game, which is a whole different conversation for another time. But I think there is something to be said to just have it there as opposed to tied to a subscription. Yeah, like you can actually, I was gonna say that breathed a whole lot of new life to the retro, like, shiny hunting communities, because you can now transfer them directly into home. You don't need to go through the big flowchart to get your Fire Red, Leaf Green Pokemon all the way to Scarlet and Violet. Yeah, we have no thoughts on champions. No. uh, mhm. Yeah. There's a lot of bias. It is my boy. Like, imagine, like, oh, hey, Dragon Knight Z, like, Mega Dragon Knight on your DLC, as opposed to, like, the base game. Like, that, like, Dragon Knight's your boy. So it's like, I'm excited to see Garchomp with a new form that is more speed focused because the previous one made him slower and bulkier, and it hurt Garchomp more than it helped. Um, and the only reason Mega Garchomp's not ranked lower on Showdown is because of its Sandstream ability, um, like fucking with its evasion or whatever. And so that's just not allowed in the lower tiers. So it's OU by technicality sort of thing. This new form and what I've read in chat, all of the new Mega Z forms give the Pokemon a base speed of 151. In this case, that means Garchomp, being a fast bruiser, is now faster and bruisier. I don't know if it still has that Sandstream ability or if it's going to have Rough Skin. I think that would definitely determine whether or not it would be OU by default. We would just have to wait and see what the council has to say. I'm excited for it. It's having that speed buff is something Garchomp definitely wanted because when it came out, it was, you know, kind of the fastest threat. It was the Landorus. It was, you know, it was a threat. As games have gone by, it's been a subject of power creep. It's not as fast. It's not hitting as hard as it needs to be against some of these newer threats that have since come out. And so this helps, gives it a polish and that speed boost that it so desperately craved. That being aside, it fucking sucks that they locked it behind only DLC owners to be able to access this new Mega Evolution. I think, like, that's the only, like, they didn't lock Diancie, they didn't lock Mewtwo, none of, like, the starters, like, Chestnut, Greninja, Delphox, Swampert, Blaziken, Sceptile, I don't think any of them are locked behind the DLC, despite being locked behind the Season Pass and PvP nonsense. So this being locked behind DLC fucking sucks, and I hate it. I think because of that, it's getting a 6 in my heart as well. I have so many thoughts about that. Not a lot of them are positive. It's very high. It's very high, but I have so many negative thoughts about that. I don't like what they're doing to it. Yeah, like I thought the story for ZA was like good, and I like the steps that they're taking. And if they take the steps that they took here with like the motion capture, like cutscenes and like more cinematic, like epic, cool anime battle fights, like they had at the end, I think that would be really cool to apply to the mainline games. But they fumbled on so many other areas, and the DLC just wadded it up and threw it in the trash. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's exactly why I said for Wind and Waves, I can't say I'm like super excited hyped for it. I'm holding my breath because Game Freak and the different development teams have just let down expectations in different departments a lot this past few like release development cycle that I can't let myself be excited for this next one. Yeah. There's a lot of potential to be had here. Yeah. I don't know why they got rid of it to begin with. Don't give a shit. So they're replacing. No, no, I have like no real thoughts about champions. They're replacing Showdown as like their main competitive format. They're adding a free and paid for battle pass within that. I think it's great that people can build competitive Pokemon without needing to have transferred Pokemon back up. But other than that, I think it's going to be like a really shallow battle simulator that I'm not going to enjoy playing very often unless I need to. Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. Mm. Yeah. I I feel like in the steps they take to make it more accessible, they've made attachment to the actual Pokemon themselves less genuine, and so I don't care enough about it. Ribbon Masters is a fun concept that I would be happy to tell you about after we're done here. Bye. I'm gonna say like a 7 or 8 out of 10. I'm excited for it, but I between like this is like the third or fourth trailer we've had for it. There was like an hour long like Nintendo Treehouse Presents. I think 30 minutes of that was spent for Pokopia running around and showing how the game played. I feel like they've almost shown so much to it. I'm not excited to discover anything new because I don't know if there is going to be anything new. They did the same thing with Ultra Sun and Moon as well. Mm-hmm. I didn't watch the Treehouse Presents. I know that that was there, but there's just been so much of it that I don't feel excited for it anymore. Like it feels like it's already out and it has been for a while. Yeah, like it's just gonna be a nice breath of fresh air. Yeah, I'm holding my breath. I want it to be so good. Considering you were burned twice in a row like that, I'm surprised you have such a high score for it. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, I think that's very fair. I'm gonna give it an 8. Like nothing in this presents has been a full 10 out of 10. This is what I wanted. This is everything I could have asked for. So I don't think anything here would have gotten a full 10 out of 10 from me. Wind Waves is like an 8 to a 9. Like it's close. We got Gen 10. That's actually more than I expected because when they showed off Scarlet and Violet, all they showed us were like silhouettes of the starters running down like an academy hall, and then a door opened, and then like you got the box art logos, and that's it. Um, Coliseum. I think both would have been a 10 out of 10 of just having like, hey, Coliseum is coming out blank, XD's coming later. Just to have that confirmation was the only thing I wanted out of this trailer. And I think if I go back and look at like message histories, like I will go and find that. Like the only thing I wanted realistically was a Coliseum and XD release windows. We got XD. We didn't get Coliseum. And I'm left like baffled and confused as to why they would do the second and not the first. Fire and Leaf Green is just what I expected. Hey guys, it's available. Ta-da. Everything else is just kind of within expectations. I'm not super excited or happy for. The game music collection with the little bits, like the little cartridges, is a fun idea. And I wasn't expecting like a new merch idea to come out. Wind and Waves. You know, actually thinking back, like, after you've asked me, you know, out of everything here, what was I expecting? You know, I think I would give Winds and Waves a 10 out of 10 because it's more than what I expected. They gave more, they actually gave, like, development, like, footage. We got to see the protagonist. Like, they gave us so much more info about this compared to Scarlet and Violet, which was just a teaser, the box logos, and a release window. So thinking back to that, yeah, I think I would change and give it a 10 out of 10 because they gave us so much more than I expected. Yeah. Yeah, like, it was just gonna, like, pan up to the sky, you get the logos, and that's it. Okay, I think I was gonna say I was gonna run my ads with you, so we would be lined up, but I think you said you were going to do something? I got Outpath. I sure can. Okay. Make sure you wash your hands. Okay. God, you sound that like, I always do, Mom. God. So for those of you who don't know what the Ribbon Master is, so whenever you go to, like, the summary screen of your Pokemon after you've beat the game, you'll be able to see ribbons attached to the Pokemon. Usually the first ribbon you see on a Pokemon will be, like, your Hall of Fame champion ribbon. It'll be like, hey, this Pokemon has completed the Hall of Fame. You got, like, a little, like, SpongeBob good noodle star, like, stuck to your chest sort of thing. There are ribbons you can get for completing other things as well. I think ribbons were initially added for the Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, like, contest halls. So whenever you went and completed your contests, you would get a ribbon for being like a cool ribbon master. Footprints for friendships and steps. Yeah, so they added like a bunch of different ribbons that you get through all sorts of different means. The most common ones you think of when you think of ribbons would be your Hall of Fame ribbons, like your contest ribbons. I think those are the two most well-known ribbons out of them. But there are some more obscure niche ones, like what Gilly mentioned with the friendship step ribbon. So, like, how many you've taken. You can imagine, like, Scarlet and Violet with the titles and, like, oh, hey, oh my god, this Pokemon has a mark on it. Wow, it's like the, you know, like, Pikachu, the voracious hungry type, or hungry marked Pokemon. Similar to that. But there were also, like, marks you would gain by just playing the game. So there was a footstep, like, well-traveled title for your Pokemon, or like a treasure hunter title in Scarlet and Violet. Back in the day, way back when, you would get a ribbon for that. You would get a ribbon for like how many steps, and you would go to an NPC and say, like, oh wow, your Pokemon looks like they've taken a bunch of steps. Here's a ribbon for it. Like a little gold sticker stuck to your forehead. And so a ribbon master would be to, like, choose any Pokemon. Any Pokemon. Try to get as many ribbons attached to that Pokemon as you can. Try to get as many good noodle stars as you can, just, like, glued to their little forehead. And the reason Coliseum and XD are so, like, notable for that is because when you purify a shadow Pokemon, So I mentioned before when I was going over the premise of Coliseum and XD that, oh hey, there's these shadow Pokemon that have artificially had the door to their hearts closed in order to make them more powerful. Whenever you go and, snag these shadow Pokemon and take them into your own party, you can work with that Pokemon to reopen that door to their heart and purify that Pokemon. That can be done through battling, through walking around with them. You could use different, like, colognes on them that would make them love you more. It works similarly to a friendship system, but for shadow Pokemon. Once they were able to be purified, you took them to Celebi's forest, and Celebi would go, "Hey, ding, you're all better now," and would open the door to their heart. When that happened, they gained a ribbon for having opened the door to their heart. Yeah, very Kingdom Hearts-esque. They are no longer heartless; they are now whole beings, and you got a unique ribbon for that. Only Shadow Pokemon could have that ribbon. And so to get the maximum amount of ribbons, you would normally choose a Shadow Pokemon from the roster of either of those games that you would then go through and transfer and trade between games from Coliseum and XD to, like, Ruby and Sapphire. And you go do all the contest stuff. And then, like, the DS games, you would get your footprint one. You would take it through the Hall of Fame. And you would go through all these different methods to get as many I almost call them labels. Get as many ribbons onto that Pokemon as you can and make it a ribbon master. You've gotten all ribbons for this Pokemon as possible. And like I mentioned, you would normally start with Coliseum and XD, as that's the earliest, furthest back exclusive ribbon that you could get. Now, there are some exclusive either ors. No Pokemon can have every single possible ribbon, I don't believe. The closest you can get is the Shadow Pokemon that you then transfer and do all of the little methods that you can. But there were some that were only given exclusive for, like, events and, like, other methods that were unique to that Pokemon alone. But in exchange, you wouldn't be able to get a ribbon for another thing. So, like, if you got, like, an event Jirachi and it had, like, a little ribbon on it for being, like, met in a fortuitous encounter sort of thing. Yeah, there's size ribbons in Scarlet and Violet. For just being a big, fat, honky Pokemon. If you started with a Shadow Pokemon, I don't believe you would qualify for any of those ribbons because it was not a huge or teeny tiny Pokemon. It just simply was a Pokemon. There weren't size differences back then. Hi, assuming. Thanks for the reset. I appreciate it. And so that's basically what a Ribbon Master is it's a challenge that, like, imagine like a solo challenge going through multiple games through all of these different side modes and side objectives. I think it's really cool. My favorite out of them has got to be in Heart Gold, Soul Silver. You would get these little gilded leaves, and it was completely, like, bullshit and random how you actually got those leaves. But once you crafted all 5 leaves, you were able to make, like, a golden wreath to put onto your Pokemon. And then, like, it was just a part of the summary screen. Why is my camera frozen? That's fantastic. But it was... Yeah, there's so many different little side bits you could do with your Pokemon, and they just never carried it over. You can't carry the golden wreaths past Heart Gold, Soul Silver. It was only for those games, and if you transferred it, gone. Gen 5 had a similar thing with, like, the Pokestar Studios, where if you took your Pokemon through all the different Pokestar Studio, like, movie sets and turn it into a Pokestar, you would get, like, a special in-game battle animation that would play whenever you sent your Pokemon out. Transferred it out of Gen 5, gone. Like, there was no replacement for them. Yeah. I think we have, yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say time walking. Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's go! Mm-hmm. Yeah, it would actually be like a huge thing for that challenge. I forgot I needed to do it. Yeah, it procced immediately. Yeah. Supposedly. Allegedly. Yeah. Mm-mm-mm. Oh, yeah? Why am my cat angry looking? There you go. Slay. And you said if you gift anonymously, it would count? Oh, no, I, like, within your own channel, it doesn't contribute. If you gift your own hype train, it won't count towards it unless you do it anonymously. Like, I think that's what you were mentioning? Okay. Oh, fuck yeah! Yeah, I got my badge. Hell yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I need to... Somehow, I've activated, like, a little face. I don't remember what's my default. There's my default. And you just saw me cycle through, like, a bunch of different emotions that I never use because they're set to physical keybinds and I never remember to do them. Choo-choo. Absolutely. Yeah. Like, it makes me feel exhausted at the idea, but it's almost exciting of just like, oh, hey, this is the same Pokemon I had, and I get to do it again in another game. Like, I understand the appeal. I don't know if it's something I would do myself. It's adorable. Yes. You can't see from far away. Uh-huh. I don't remember how to go change. I haven't changed it in so long. Yeah. Mhm. I've only ever heard good things about the Ribbon Master challenge and the community. Like, there's no, like, gatekeeping, into my knowledge. Like, there's no toxic people in there. It's just genuine, yeah, we just like ribbons. Wee! Wee! You just click it while you're in chat. Because I was thinking I had to go in like my settings and edit it there. Ugh. There it is. I can't even see it because it's blocked out by my sub badge and the clip badge. I did. All right. Slay! Okay. I don't remember. I think we mentioned, like, checking back over, like, some of the videos in case that would affect any of our overall ratings. But I think we're pretty good. Hi, Mitty! Slay! Yeah, pop off. You deleted me! Yes. You fucking deleted my message? What the frick? This fucking guy actually deleted my sleigh, but the other sleigh is still alive. Yeah, heck yeah. Falcon, please! Oh my gosh. Well, despite Falcon's attempt to sabotage me, hello, Mitty. Abby! I can hear it. And I love it. I'm glad I can hear it. Discord? Okay, I only heard the alert. I didn't hear like the TTS or anything. So it was just random. Abby! Abby! Could you imagine like a Falcon version of just, yeah, Danny? Yeah. It's a shiny alert. Oh my goodness. So, did you have anything else you want to talk about the presents with? Yeah. That we've drug out into 2.5 hours. Yeah, I'm happy. Like, I'm happier with this than I was the Nintendo Direct. I would call this, like, this was a good present. It, like, the people can't complain about the mobile games because they were super, super brief. Like, everything felt really good. Like, I can't even, like, I wouldn't even say, like, there's a little bit of it for everyone because, like, the mobile stuff was covered. It was brief. Nobody can fucking complain about it. We had some new game stuff. We had some, like, Gen 10. Everyone's been asking for it. Ah! Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, like they didn't say anything about the fucking park that they're making. Like yeah, the Lickitung. No, I like if I had remembered to make a bingo, I would have put that on there and I would have lost. Elliot! Elliot's gotta get their WoW pet. I saw that. Ooh, ooh. Wait, hold on. Woo! This is not World of Warcraft. No, I can't come in asking who's warring their craft right now. Fuck! Who's presenting they Pokemans? Hellion! And thank you for the other resub as well. Yeah! Sorry, they're not new sleep missions, they're Mew sleep missions. I thought they typoed when I first saw this screen. Hmm. Yeah, there's Murloc ones? All I saw that they were Horde and Alliance themed. I didn't see that they were Moylocks. Oh my gosh! Pokemon Sleep, am I a joke to you? Hmm. Hello. Yeah. Oh, you can't see it on Falcon's side. Man. This is rigged. Holy. Where? Yeah. Yep. Yep. It even shows the little pet you get too, because I went to go redeem it and make sure that it would load. Because the last time when we got like a little backpack thing, I got the code for it and I redeemed it in BattleNet, and then I don't think I ever actually saw it. They're called gurgles. Oh my god. They didn't do anything for Zelda's 40th anniversary. No, I remember like a lot of people were kind of really upset about that. Any gurglers? You say that as Mario Galaxy music started playing on my playlist. Yeah. I was in silence, and then I realized it got silent. Do Murgurglers count? Falcon, we need to go in the Murgurglur chat. Yeah. I think that's the highest it's been in my chat in a very long time, so thank you guys. What kind of queasy mode? Oh my god, mash A! Let's go! Nah, I'm gonna see if RJ's home yet and if he's been working on those pizzas. Because I think we had talked about he was gonna bring his Switch in here and we were gonna do Fire Red, but I'm not totally sure. I don't know what plans are with that. I think you were going to do WoW with the new expansion. Yeah. I don't have the early access for the expansion, so I can't do the new Midnight stuff yet. Not till next week. Yeah. I do have one major announcement. Next week, I will be bringing back the Snail Simulator cult. The Snult, if you will. I was in talks last night. We're bringing it back. Will you be joining me? Within an hour, because clearly that can't be possible, according to Blizzard. Oh, they exploited a glitch. Okay. What does this mean for people not in the know? That means there's going to be lots of snails. And I will be obsessed once again. I started my EG career with this arc. We're going back to our roots. Snolly snire snart. Snails. Snails. Okay, there's a game on Steam called Snail Simulator that I was obsessed with, and you go around as a snail and you help other snails, and we all reach destinations, and there are like you can get hats, you can go go explore. There's like little Easter eggs all over the place too. There's a snare way to Snevin, and it's like a collaborative effort to work together and you help your fellow snails. The developer for it, Snail Sim Dev, actually hosts snail parties on Twitch and will gather like big hordes of people to get maximum speed boosts, and we all go and help like, okay, what hats do everyone need? Alright, this, and this. Alright, polling. Alright, we're gonna go do this one first. And there's like a horde of 50 snails just zooming through the map now. It's been such a wholesome and collaborative game and community. I have yet to find anything wrong with it, really. Ah, that's a shame. Ah, yes. See, we just snail. It's not as bad as what I call streamer bait. A lot of the collaborative games where you go in with a bunch of friends and you do a thing over and over and over again. Like Peak, Repo, Lethal Company. I think the latest one is like Super Golf Chaos or something, or Super Golf Battle. Like a lot of those are what I would call streamer bait, where it is encouraging and promoting like goofy, stupid interactions with friends that in the expectation that it's going to get posted on social medias by streamers. I think that was definitely streamer bait. I think less so now. People have kind of moved on from it. Yeah. Yep. So you know how there was basically beef in this expansion of WoW? Do you want to know what the new one is? Yeah, I'm thinking of beef and meat. Tell me what kind of, like, ground beef we've got in this expansion. Yeah. Go Pith Girl. I need to go Pith Girl. You didn't finish the taco box? Dog, I smashed that taco box. I'm lost. Are you lost? I'm lost. Yeah. Okay. It's no longer beef, it's pork. Fuck. No, I understand Miss Val's comment about, you know, resenting the label because a lot of them are fun. Like Repo was a lot of fun, and there's still fun things to do in it, even after the hype's kind of died down for it. Lethal Company, I have not heard anyone. I've not touched it. I've not seen any kind of like updates and new stuff coming out for Lethal. I think that's just dead. Um, yes. Yeah. Like, I was thinking of, like, with Xalatath and, like, there's, like, beef with the story, and I'm like, yeah, alright, fill me in. Lethal is because it's literally one guy and he's made a different game, but he's back on it now. I enjoyed Peak. Peak is just such a wholesome thing, and they had the BB No Money concert in there. It was great. You know, like, it's a grand time. But it definitely falls under that genre of, hey, this is purely multiplayer. They give you the tools and ability to do a lot of goofy shit. And then you kind of do the same thing over and over again. Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Hmm. Or like, oh hey, this was a sponsored game. We're gonna play it for one day, and that's it. I'm specifically thinking of like sponsored deals with Raid Shadow Legends or like some of those other like mobile app games that are like no substance to it except for the streamer promoting it. Yeah. And I want to take back what I said. Like some of those games that I stuck under the friend slop label wasn't very fair. I think that label is appropriate for games that are a lot of fun with friends and then there's no substance to it when the viewers of said content goes to go play it for themselves. Mm-hmm. Uh, golf with your friends, I think, is a pretty good example of that because you will see like I can think of like Smitty and like crew and like a bunch of like YouTubers getting together and playing golf with your friends and it's a lot of fun. It's very successful. And then like, oh wow, this looks like a lot of fun. I want to go play it. It's just golf. Yes, please. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Listen, okay, okay. Yes. Hmm. Goat simulator. I don't either. Yeah. Yeah, it's just worked in game. I've Ironmon is the streamer bait. My problem with simulator games like that is that there's no soul to the game. You're like the point of the game is to go through the rote motions of the simulator. There's no soul to it. There's no connection. There's no enjoyment to be had outside of those motions. Like Power Wash Simulator, there's nothing to it outside of the actual power washing. TCG Simulator, there's nothing to outside of running your shop. Like there's no connection with like a store owner. You're not talking to like a manufacturer. There's no dialogue with other characters. There's nothing. Yeah, take GDQ seriously. Oh my gosh. Like, I don't know, GDQ just feels like a big event and normally they're doing it for some kind of like charity fundraising thing. And if you're going to go and submit a game and go, well, I mean, it's just whatever. I just submitted because I thought it'd be funny. Yeah. Someone else could have been there and you're not taking it seriously when this is kind of a serious. Yeah, we're having fun, but this is a serious thing. Uh-huh. Yeah. Uh-huh. Mhm. Yeah. Yeah! Mhm. Yeah, long plays like that, especially for RPGs, are just very difficult. And I'm looking at what Biff Tech said as well. And like you said before with Ben talking, like long plays are kind of just dead because people no longer have that wanted attention span because they expect done, quick, done, next. And that's just not what long plays are at all whatsoever. And I was gonna say, like, games like I'm thinking of Clear Obscure and how I need to go back to that, but I had to put it down because I got burnt out of constantly putting on my schedule every week. Hey guys, more Clear Obscure. Nothing new, it's just more Clear Obscure. And it got stale. And that's the problem with like stream games as well, is because like when you're watching long plays on YouTube or if you're watching walkthroughs, a lot of the fluff of the of RPGs where you're grinding or you're trying to figure out where you need to go. A lot of that gets edited out for brevity's sake. Whereas stream, you don't really get that, and you're with the streamer for 40, 60, 80 hour long RPG sessions, and that can be still for the viewers, can be still for the streamer. And so there's almost like a balance between like long plays are really good and I want to continue watching, but also I'm ready to move on to something even if we haven't finished this game. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly what we're doing right now. Because I'm shiny hunting right now. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm. For a week. Yeah. Hmm. The way you said the roots are holding you hostage, just in my head, just the children are yearn for the mines. Hi, Mike. Bah. Yep. People are gonna get tired of the fast content, and we're gonna go back to long form content. I'm waiting. Ah, my controller. Mm-hmm. Yep. Ah! Dog, I just opened up my window and you're slamming your desk. I know I can say I've been personally struggling with a lot of like the food diet culture combining with the fast form content and the ever present like pushing in your face, wow, look at this really yummy food that you can cheat on your diet with and it's got maximum protein and minimum like fat and carbs and it's going to be the best thing to help you lose weight fast, and just the diet culture combining with this fast-paced social media world we live in has been the worst thing for my mindset lately. I was just gonna say I saw Alesh talking about how that they hated fast form content, that they'll never consume it, and it just reminded me of how I was laying in bed and it was just diet videos, recipes, ingredients. Like every time I scrolled, it was just another like get skinny quick video. I can't even call it a scheme. Mm-hmm. Yo, you can do that? Pull back the curtain a little bit for us. Uh-huh. No, Twitch is just you get ads, you either do or don't. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, banana. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Alesh just, like, made me feel very old with the YouTube, like, fast form content is so prevalent that 10-minute long videos on YouTube are considered long videos and have special ad, like, segments for it. I feel old because that was the maximum you could set on YouTube back in the day. That, you couldn't go past 10-minute long videos. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay, it used to be just a minute. Whoa. Yep. That's how it used to be. 10 minutes used to be that threshold point, and like people would push for that 10-minute video so then they could have ads on their video. And it's like 10 minutes, 30 seconds. I've never seen that. I don't think it needs a midnight. I don't think I'm that excited for a midnight release for Pokopia. What is that on my computer? Oh, okay. Okay. I haven't heard their name in so long. I was interested in trying builders. Is there? There's not enough demos nowadays. And carry over save data if you enjoy it. No. I might actually wrap up, and if you're gonna keep going, I might just rate it. I don't care about the help system in Fire Red Leaf Green. Shut up! I might just rate into you because RJ is cooking the pizzas right now, and I know I need to piath, and it's been 3 hours, which is usually actually my normal stream length. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, it's just 1 gift sub for the badge. It's 2 for the WoW minion. I call them minions because that's what 14 calls them. It should just be story. Pickle. Come get your pickle. Gift a sub and you will get a pickle. So I've heard, yeah. Yeah, thank you for doing this with me. I've had a fantastic time, and I'm glad we've been able to really talk things out, too. Mmm. Because it's for my pickle, not your pickle. They're not getting a pickle from you. They're getting plushies. My pickle. Thank you, me kitty. Yeah! Abby! Yeah. Your voice will always sound different because when you talk, you are vibrating your inner ear as well as hearing yourself. That's why you sound weird through video. Fun fact. I sound like an annoying brat when I listen to myself on like through video, and that's it. We're done. Bye, chat.
I gotta fucking shit on people. And look, that's just what I do. I you know, I was gonna say something nice, but nah, that would ruin the joke. Never mind. Yeah, I gotta leave. No, I was gonna say we should all be one, no, obviously you don't sound like an annoying brat. But two, I was gonna say we should also be fucking blessed with your energy. It's your energy and excitement for all this. Phenomenal. All right. Oh, you're all right. You're heading. Can I tell them what you're doing right now, Noel? Oh, okay. We're getting off here. Noelle is. I'm just like, oh, Noelle's all ready to go out. Noelle is going to an MRI. She has a 9:15 p.m. MRI she's going
What
through right
the
now. So you know what? Yeah, she wanted to tell me something real quick before she goes. So Holy, I should wrap up. Go talk to her real quick.
Yeah.
I think you're all rating in here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hit. You know what? I'm running my ads before that happens. I'm running my ads before that happens, so you'll get hit in the second ads.
Holy, you know, I just rated into you anyway.